Hello everyone. I've got some of the postpartum information gathered up now, and it's going to end up being, well, with the one the other day, it's going to end up being 4 videos in total for the series. The hotlines that I have gathered up, I have checked 90% of them. There's a couple of them that I haven't had time to exactly check yet, but I know for a fact most of them are legit and will cover the postpartum for both men and for women. Now, I'm breaking this down, but at the end of each video, if I have enough time with the allotted time for the video uploads, then I will read off a few of their resources at the end of this and then the next 2 videos. So, postpartum depression. Approximately 1 in 10 women will experience postpartum depression after giving birth. Some studies have shown it is an average of 1 in 7. Postpartum depression generally lasts 3 to 6 months, but it can vary depending on several factors. It is estimated that nearly 50% of mothers with postpartum depression are not diagnosed by a health professional. 80% of women with postpartum depression will achieve full recovery. In the USA, a reported rate of clinical postpartum depression among new mothers is between 10 and 20%. A recent study shows that 1 in 7 women may experience PPD in the year after giving birth, and approximately 4 million live births occurring each year in the USA equates this to 600,000 diagnoses. PPD is a global issue and affects tens, if not hundreds of millions annually in all countries that have been accounted for. Data released in 2019 indicates that 23% of new mothers in Canada experience symptoms. Younger mothers ages 25 and under are more likely to develop PPD and anxiety. This group was listed at 30% compared to 23% in other age groups. Similar to the USA, the number of new mothers in the UK who experience PPD is around 1 in 10. Approximately 1 in 8 British women also experience depression during the pregnancy. Royal College of Psych says that 25% of women will experience the symptoms after their baby is a year old. In Australia, the data in 2010 says approximately 56,000 new mothers have reported having PPD. Around 1 in 5 women will not receive proper prenatal or postnatal screenings. Postpartum depression in Australia is roughly 40%. The Philippines 2019 report says that 16.4% of new mothers experience PPD at the 6-week mark. In 2007, the 13th Congress of the Republic of the Philippines brought forth the Postpartum Depression Research Act, designed to conduct and research surrounding PPD conditions. Postpartum by race. White, 11.7%. Black, 13.4%. Hispanic, 11.5%. American Indian and Alaskan Native, 16.6%. Asian, 7.4%. Native Hawaiian Pacific Islander, 11.4%. Multiple race, 14.8%. Stats on PPD in men. Approximately 10% of new fathers experience the symptoms of depression. Studies show that 50% of men who have partners diagnosed with PPD will go on to develop it themselves. PPD in adoptive parents. A 1995 study found that 8% of adoptive parents experience severe postpartum depression. Types of PPD and stats. Baby blues, 50 to 75% of new mothers, according to the Cleveland Clinic, tends to happen to 1 in 4 days after birth, and it lasts 1 to 2 weeks. Anxiety PPD. Roughly 75% of PPD anxiety is reported by the journal Acta Clinica in Croatia. In 2016 and 17% experienced it within 3 months. Postpartum OCD. Believed to occur in 3 to 5% of childbearing women. 25 to 75% of it being reoccurring, usually lasts about 6 months. Postpartum panic disorder. 7% of new mothers have been diagnosed. Appears a few days after childbirth. Each panic attack lasts 20 to 30 minutes. PPD PTSD. Almost 1 in 10 women experience PTSD after delivery. 30% of new mothers who had complications during pregnancy or delivery meet criteria for PTSD diagnosis. Postpartum psychosis stats. Between 1 and 2 women out of every 1,000 will develop postpartum psychosis, which is a severe and deadly disorder. Women who have history of bipolar are 40% more likely to have it. Tragically, 10% result in suicide or infanticide. Postpartum depression suicide rates. According to the Canadian study, the most at-risk time for suicide is 9 to 12 months after giving birth. Over 60% of women who took their own lives during PPD had not seen a healthcare professional within the month leading up to their death. Over the past decade, suicide attempts after pregnancy have nearly tripled. There is no known cause for PPD, but there is a few known risk factors. Medical history risk factors. 30 to 35% with a history of depression, anxiety disorders, and mood disorders are more likely to develop PPD. If a pregnant woman has experienced PPD with previous pregnancies, the chance is increased by 10 to 50%. It is believed that 50% of women started developing symptoms while pregnant. Environmental risk factors. PPD can affect people of all backgrounds, but people in poverty who have poor access to education and health care are at higher risks. Data suggests that 25% of the people with a lower income level and lack of quality health care will develop PPD. One study found that new moms of low socioeconomic statuses were 11 times more likely to develop PPD. Postpartum depression and breastfeeding rates. A 2021 study conducted by researchers at Florida Atlantic University found that current breastfeeding status played a role. Breastfeeding moms had a lower risk than non-breastfeeding moms. There is further research needed in this area with various subgroups of women. Stats for PPD treatment. Early recognition is key to recovery. The overall success rate is 80%. The source of this info comes from Postpartum Depression Organization and was fact-checked and medically reviewed by Dr. Kimberly Langdon, MD. That's a lot of numbers. It's something that really needs to have awareness brought to it. Now, for a few of the resources. Postpartum Support International, 1-800-944-4773. Number 1 for English, number 2 for Spanish. You can text in English to 1-800-944-4773. You can text in Spanish to 1-971-203-7773. The website is www.postpartum.net/get-help/help-for-moms/. National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, 1-800-273-8255. Suicide Prevention Hotline, 1-800-SUICIDE. National Postpartum Depression Warm Line, 1-800-PPD-MOMS. A website, www.2020mom.org. North Shore University Health System in Chicago, 1-800-364-6667. National Child and Maternity Health, 1-800-944-4PPD. The SAMHSA Treatment Locator, www.findtreatment.samhsa.gov/. In Oklahoma, there is the Infant Crisis Service, 1-405-528-3663. Now, the lady that I spoke to at that one told me that they do have some resources for out-of-state people, and they can send out some information through email, and they will also try to help locate something in a state, in another state where you can call in. But the physical building and everything only helps people that are in Oklahoma. There's www.heartlineoklahoma.org. There's a lot of information on that website. Family Builders, 1-405-323-8226. Parent Promise, 1-405-232-2500. Oklahoma Postpartum Depression, 1-800-944-4773. Pregnancy and Adoption Main Line, 1-405-949-4200. The emergency line is 1-405-397-3140. Now, I did not call that emergency line because I didn't want to hold up the line if somebody was actually going to call it. So I do not know if that's actually going to be directed to like a police station or a crisis center. I have no clue. But it was listed, so I'm giving that information. And the fax line for them is 1-405-720-8686. Or visit them on location at 8308 North May Avenue, Suite 100, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma 73120. Okay, those were the ones for Oklahoma. Now, National Maternal Mental Health Hotline, 1-833-9-HELP, the number 4, MOMS, 9. Okay, then 1-833-943-5746. You can call or text, and they have services in both English and Spanish. Bo's Heavenly Clubhouse, non-profit helping families who have suffered the loss of a child. They help with funeral expenses for children under the age of 18. I've got a visitor out here. And they send care packages for the healing process directly to your address. The only thing I've come across for them is their website. It's www.BOSHEAVENLY Clubhouse. That's all one thing.com. Cahoots Crisis Center, 1-541-687-4000. www.wellmama.help/n-emergency/. Okay, I hope that if it is needed that some of those resources will help. I'm about to start working on the second video. There will be more resources attached to that as well.